Hi folks, Guy McPherson here, founder of the West Coast Trauma Project, and I want to thank you so much for checking out the site, taking the time to do that. In this short video, I want to do a couple of things. I want to share a little bit about myself and also tell you a little bit about the site, what my hopes for the site are. So to begin, I thought I'd share a couple of short stories, the first of which happened about 15 years ago. I was at the time living in Los Angeles working on a novel. I got a phone call and it turned out to be from a woman I had worked with previously, though hadn't seen for a number of years. And it turned out that she was calling all of her friends to let them know that she had AIDS, she had been living with AIDS, and basically she was calling people to say her goodbyes. So as you can imagine, the phone call was extremely sombering. I mean, when I got off the phone, I was just overcome with sadness and grief and awe, in the sense that I could not believe the courage that this woman had and the strength that was in her voice for how she was seemingly dealing with what would be her death. I was also overcome with the realization that there was something missing within me, and it had to do with that courage and that kind of strength. And right at that point, I decided that I needed to figure out what that was. So that period began a 2-year search for me for what I felt was missing in my life, and it had a lot to do with overcoming certain fears I had and trying to find that courage, basically. So this leads me into the second story. During those 2 years, I did a lot of soul searching, in the sense I did a lot of traveling. I went on vision quests, I did mountain climbing, and then I took part in a 2-week survival course through Boulder Outdoor Survival School out in the middle of the Utah desert. And during that trip, one of our members became seriously ill, and myself and another person carried this guy. We over the course of the next 3 days, and we just encouraged him and tried to keep his spirits up. And it was in that moment that I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, which was to help people who couldn't help themselves. So there's one more thing. My brother, who was a U.S. Navy SEAL, he came back from Iraq with PTSD. And I didn't know what to say to him. At the time, I hadn't had the training. I so much wanted him to talk about his experiences, and not surprisingly, he didn't want to have anything to do with it. So my goal and passion is in the field of trauma and working with people to overcome, to move through, and to reveal their strengths and resiliency. And what I want to do here with this site is to help trauma clinicians, to support them through community building, education, and inspiration too. So go to my site, check it out, check out my Facebook site, and join my mailing list. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. I'd be really psyched to talk to you. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.